Yet another safety researcher at OpenAI has left. Miles Brundage, who was the head of policy research at OpenAI for no less than 6 years, moving into the role of senior advisor for AGI Readiness, publicly left OpenAI this October 2024, and he wrote an entire Substack article about it. Now, there are a lot of people that have left OpenAI. It seems like the entire research and safety team especially has ditched the company. What the heck is going on? Sure, people leave companies all the time. It's just another day in the life of a big tech company. But hold up. When somebody with a senior role around AGI Readiness, who has worked in that company for 6 years, publicly leaves, well, that is something worth talking about. He is one of many that have left OpenAI. The public statement he's put out reflects what we've heard from Ilya Sutskever, Mira Murati, and a lot of other people that have left OpenAI, where they all have this common thread where they seem to think that they cannot do any more good, outstanding, beneficial work while at OpenAI. So they leave, they depart, and a lot of these people, like Ilya, one of the top brains at OpenAI, goes and starts their own thing. When Ilya left, he went and started Safe Superintelligence, a company that has since raised $1 billion with a single mission of going and developing safe artificial intelligence systems in the realm of AGI. So we've got one of the most brilliant minds at OpenAI left the company early this year to go build his own safety team dedicated to the research and the stewardship of this idea of safe AGI. AGI is not centuries away. It's not decades away. It will likely be here one way or another by the year 2029, if not sooner. It's not just a concept in science fiction. We are on the precipice of creating machines that are able to do anything a human can do. We have replicated human behavior. That's robotics, humanoids, autonomous driving, and we've replicated human intelligence, reasoning, the neural net, how our minds work. Once you understand what this actually means, you'll know that it is just a nature of adding exponentials together to get to a very near horizon of AGI. Jeffrey Hinton said that in the Industrial Revolution, we made human strength irrelevant. And now, in the age of technology, aka the AGI age, we are making human intelligence irrelevant. Now, Jeffrey Hinton left Google back in May of 2023 so he could openly speak about what he believes are extreme dangers in what's coming towards us. The danger in a super intelligent AI really lies in who's at the helm and their intrinsic motives. Now, of course, AGI could supersede whoever's in power, but in the end, it's the who behind the what driving it that will fuel how superintelligence affects humanity for the good or the worse. And I'm here to tell you that we can have an AGI utopia if we adapt, if we strategize, if we put our heads together on the new economic paradigms, and if we just open our minds to the possibility of how amazing this could be. Yes, there are incredible dangers, but there is also the potential for the greatest baseline of health, abundance, and resources that we have ever had in the history of the world. That is something I think we can steward in well. So back to the topic, Miles Brundage and his exit from OpenAI. As the senior advisor for AGI Readiness, he said in his Substack that he believed he's done much of what he set out to do, and that was one reason for leaving. So that makes the departure seem pretty natural. But he also pointed out that he wants more freedom. He wants the autonomy to be independent in what he publishes and says. This is, again, pretty typical for a big tech company. There's going to be red tape. There's going to be editorial guidelines that may limit your voice and what you can say. He also talked about this idea of bias, that whenever he is on the inside of OpenAI, there's more bias coming naturally in the words that he's saying. And he believes that people at large tend to question policy ideas that come from the industry influenced by a big tech company like OpenAI. The big statement that Miles landed in his Substack is this. He asked, how is OpenAI and the rest of the world doing on AGI readiness? And his answer was to say, in short, neither OpenAI nor any frontier lab is ready. And he said the world's not ready yet either. He said that, in short, AI capabilities are improving very rapidly, and policymakers need to act with more urgency. He added to that he's very excited to be independent of OpenAI because he thinks he can make more of a difference in that realm while not working for OpenAI. Brundage revealed 5 critical gaps that he believes we need to solve in order to be truly AGI ready. Here's what those 5 gaps are. First of all, a united shared understanding. He believes there's a massive deficit here, and that stakeholders from tech companies to the government to the public don't even have a pulse on what AGI is or its implications. I couldn't agree more, and this is a big reason why I stepped away from Brandwell, where I worked full-time. I was the president. It was one of the first undetectable AI writers, formerly known as Content at Scale, before rebranding to Brandwell. But one reason I stepped away from my full-time role as president in that company, and the reason I'm starting my own firm called First Movers, is I want to make a difference and help, if I can, millions of people understand and know the potential of automation. And I myself can't even teach that unless I am inside marketing teams and marketing agencies where the real online nitty-gritty work gets done, at least seeing what's possible. I'm building a world-class team in my company at First Movers. We're going to go inside these scenarios. We're going to see what we can automate and how we can teach the possibilities of what automation can do inside a marketing team and beyond. Well, we're going to take that to the public. So it's my goal to get in on the inside, use multiple AI platforms and systems, see how they could all connect together to create this idea of almost push button automation, and then teach the awareness of that to the public. I couldn't be more thrilled to get my hands on these use cases, to streamline and automate marketing businesses and marketing teams, and then teach that from stage, in keynotes, in books, in courses. That is the goal of First Movers, my AI consulting company. But yeah, in short, there is no shared understanding that unites the world together on what AI, and beyond that, AGI even is. I travel a lot to speak and meet with the best of the best. On a recent plane trip, I sat next to a senior consultant. He designed high school band camps where the players would stand, what the ensemble looked like. It was pretty high-level work, and he used different online programs in his designing. I was shocked to find out he had never heard of ChatGPT. So one of the best things I think we could do is just get familiar with these AI tools. The other day, I needed a speaking kit. And of course, I opened my good old friend, ChatGPT, and asked it to put together a speaking kit for me. I literally only needed to edit 2 words. That's how good it came out. Of course, I've trained it with some history on my style, who I am, information about me, etc. But it's pretty amazing that I don't need a copywriter for something as advanced as a speaking kit. The other 4 critical gaps that Brundage identified included regulatory infrastructure. He said that all of our current laws and policies are not created with AGI in mind. And I mean, that's pretty apparent. He said we are stuck on rules created for calculators that we hope will govern what will be the most powerful technology ever invented. We've got to change that, and fast. Thirdly, he said we need more legitimacy. We need less decisions around the development of these systems to happen in closed rooms, and we need more weigh-in by the public. But that brings us back to point 1. If there's a lack of shared understanding in the world at large, well, you don't want any old average Joe weighing in on the future of AGI if that person doesn't even understand ChatGPT. So that's a catch-22. Filling all these 5 gaps is critical as soon as possible. The 4th gap identified was societal resilience. Miles said, our society isn't resilient enough. We are not prepared for the economic and social disruptions that AGI will bring. This is why I'm working on a book on this topic with the one and only David Shapiro. It is our goal to help prepare people for this new paradigm. We're bringing in world-class economists, experts, and the right kinds of voices to put a literal weapon in your hands that helps you prepare for the world that's coming, which is a completely new paradigm shift. A world where, for the first time, labor is disattached from capital. and we don't have to work to make ends meet to pay the bills, that requires an entirely new economic model. But as Miles said, we're racing toward a future we haven't built safeguards for. We need to get on it. And that's why this book I'm writing with David Shapiro on the Great Decoupling, a guidebook meant to help people get ready for what's coming, is of critical importance to me. You'll hear more about that book if you stay subscribed to my channel. The last gap was what Miles called differential development. He said that we are advancing AI capabilities faster than our ability to control them. We are building a rocket engine we don't know how to steer. This is also a problem. I'm excited to see what Miles will do outside of OpenAI. Maybe he'll join Ilya's company SSI or start his own. We definitely need more AGI readiness teams, voices, thinkers in this world to help us get ready for what's coming. And as scary as all this is, I think it is important to remember that we can see AGI as the glass half full or the glass half empty. We can prepare, and we should prepare for what's coming. The best thing you could do is learn how to use AI in your day-to-day work, automate your marketing teams, create push-button end-to-end agentic workflows that will put you way ahead of the game. And then beyond that, have more conversations about this in general. Don't be afraid of it. Living in fear is the worst way to live. And the truth is, with AGI implemented correctly, or maybe we could ask it how it would implement itself, we can literally give everyone on Earth a baseline of the means to live without labor, without capital, disattached from labor. We've never had that opportunity in the history of the world, and that's pretty special. For more on these kinds of topics, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I eat, sleep, breathe, live, helping you get ready for what's coming. And most of all, helping you make the most of it. You can catch me here on YouTube at Julie McCoy. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast that I co-host with David Shapiro called Leaders of AI, where I bring you the best information that cuts through the clutter and distills what you need to know about the changes in society, work, and industry affected by AI coming at you. Thanks as always for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. I'll see you down the next AI rabbit hole.